NBC7 News at 11 starts now.
USA! USA! USA!
Face to face, inches from each other, protesters and supporters of presidential candidate Donald Trump clash in downtown San Diego. Police in tactical gear out in force, breaking up violence and threatening to use a chemical agent on some who refuse to leave. It all started minutes after Trump addressed thousands at the convention center.
But we're going to keep winning, and we're going to win, 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 and we're going to make America great again. I love San Diego, and I really like when they put up Latinos for Trump, Latinos.
Now tonight, some calm is falling over downtown as a group of students tries to enjoy their high school prom.
Well, for his part, Trump was done speaking by 3:30 this afternoon, but around 4 o'clock, chaos broke out. Thousands of people stormed the streets of the Gaslamp. People got into fights. Some were arrested when they refused to leave.
Punches were thrown, arrests were made. After Anaheim and Albuquerque, San Diego is now the latest city where violence erupted outside a Donald Trump rally.
NBC7's Omari Fleming spent the afternoon in the mix with protesters and supporters. He joins us now in the Gaslamp by the convention center with more. Omari, good evening.
Good evening to you, Mark. Well, the final tally is in, and police say 35 protesters were arrested today outside of the rally here in the Gaslamp Quarter. And those protests continued for hours after the rally and also for miles down into Barrio Logan. Now, what a difference the hours make. This is the aftermath of all that. This is where those protests were happening. Trump supporters right here on this side and then the anti-Trump people on the other side, and they were just going at it. But you have to give police a lot of credit for allowing a lot of leeway, allowing them to have their free speech. But when the violence erupted and kicked in, police moved in and moved that crowd out of here. Police clashed with protesters climbing up to the convention center in the aftermath of the San Diego Trump rally. 3 hours after the rally, a wall of police forced to do crowd control on Harbor Drive. Punches thrown as Trump supporters and protesters squared off miles away in Barrio Logan. Police forced to take down people throwing punches, eggs, and refusing to disperse.
The police presence out here is really strong, and I feel like they've got it well under control.
Lots of spirited debate and verbal sparring before Trump took the stage after 2 o'clock. When the rally let out, police in riot gear moved in, corralling the growing unruly crowd on L between 5th and 6th. Trump supporters kept on one side by police, protesters on the other. But that didn't stop bottles from flying. At one point, officers forced to move in and rescue an older gentleman swallowed by the crowd. Police Chief Shelley Zimmerman says when fights erupted, the decision was made to declare an unlawful assembly. More than a dozen arrests were made despite the violent outbursts. Police say no major injuries. And among the people arrested, City Attorney candidate Brian Peace. He is locked up for refusal to disperse. Now, because this is a holiday weekend, the people who got locked up are going to have to stay in jail until Tuesday. Police are scheduled to be in the area to keep an eye out. Reporting live in the Gaslamp Quarter, Omari Fleming, NBC7.
Thanks, Omari.
So after the rally and the protest, Donald Trump sent out this tweet thanking the San Diego Police Department while taking a jab at protesters. He tweeted, "Fantastic job on handling the thugs who tried to disrupt our very peaceful and well-attended rally. Greatly appreciated."
Inside the convention hall, several thousand people spent hours waiting for Trump. On 3 different occasions, an anti-Trump attendee had to be escorted out. Trump spoke for just under an hour. He emphasized how he was not using a teleprompter. The biggest applause came when he mentioned our veterans, getting rid of Common Core and saving the Second Amendment. He spent about a quarter of the time talking about the lawsuit involving Trump University. And he named names, calling out the federal judge involved in the case, calling him a Trump hater.
I'm getting railroaded by a legal system that, frankly, they should be ashamed. Because this is a case that I'll be here in November. Hey, if I win as president, it's a civil case. I could have settled this case numerous times, but I don't want to settle cases when we're right. I don't believe in it. And when you start settling cases, you know what happens? Everybody sues you because you get known as a settler.
Trump repeatedly said he's going to win California and that he started a movement. Several times throughout the speech, the crowd chanted, "Build a wall."
In the middle of all of the unrest outside was a group of San Diego teenagers trying to enjoy their prom. NBC7's Candace Wynn spoke with them tonight. In just about 7 minutes, we'll hear their story. You can see more images of the protest and the arrest. Just go to NBC7.com. We have a video and a still photo gallery of images sent in from our reporters and you, our NBC7 viewers.
Just before Trump took the stage today, we found out he declined to debate Democratic candidate Bernie Sanders. Trump said it would be inappropriate because he says Sanders won't win the Democratic nomination. Previously, Trump said he was open to the idea of a debate if at least $10 million would be donated to charity. Sanders says he hopes Trump changes his mind. Hillary Clinton also turned down a debate with Sanders before California's June 7th primary. Meantime, tonight, Sanders is preparing to go to Santa Barbara, Santa Maria, also Bakersfield. Tomorrow, he'll be in those places. Today, he was in San Pedro holding a rally with union members from Los Angeles Harbor. On Sunday, he'll be in Oakland. Hillary Clinton will be in Fresno tomorrow. Today, she held a roundtable discussion in Oakland. She also made an unscheduled stop at the restaurant known as the home of the chicken and waffles. She listened to city leaders talk about several local topics, including education, affordable housing, and second chance programs.
Other news now. New tonight, a father of 3 is gunned down while driving in Valencia Park with his infant son in the back seat. The barrage of bullets narrowly missed the 6-month-old strapped into a child seat. NBC7's Dave Summers joins us now from police headquarters. Dave.
Police homicide detectives, Mark, have little to go on here at headquarters. This was a car-to-car shooting with the suspects fleeing the scene before anyone had time to realize what actually happened. At least 5 shots were fired into Jamar Johnson's white Pontiac Grand Prix. The bullet spray can be seen like points on a map leading from the rear passenger door to the front seat. Remarkably, Johnson's 6-month-old son was not shot. The infant was secured in a car seat on the passenger side directly in the line of fire. The car seat was struck, but not the child. Police say they responded to a call at 1 o'clock reporting shots fired. When they arrived at the intersection of Euclid Avenue and Market Street, they found Johnson unresponsive with multiple gunshot wounds to his chest. The father of 3 was taken to Mercy Hospital, where he was pronounced dead. More than 30 family members and friends anxiously waited outside the hospital emergency room. It was an emotional gathering, with some expressing their anger over the murder and some sharing their grief. Pastor Cornelius Bowser, the leader of the anti-violence group called Dove, spoke on the family's behalf.
Oh, shocking, shocking. And, this is not something that's normal anywhere for anyone at any time. And so it's most definitely, it's a shocking situation.
Police say the shooter was in the front passenger seat of the suspect car, that he reached over the driver to fire into Johnson's car. There's no description on the suspect, but the combined description from witnesses and police indicate that the suspect car was a newer white Jeep SUV. Reporting live from police headquarters, I'm Dave Summers, NBC7.
1 person is dead. 3 others are recovering tonight after a crash in the East County. It happened just after 5 on State Route 94 at Lucky 6 Truck Trail. Authorities say a 35-year-old man was driving westbound when his vehicle veered into the eastbound lanes. He was broadsided by a car driven by a 42-year-old woman. The man died at the scene. The woman and her 2 passengers, a 17-year-old and an 8-year-old boy, suffered only minor injuries. Alcohol does not appear to be a factor.
Autopsies were released tonight of the 14 victims from the San Bernardino terror attack. They confirmed that all of the victims died quickly after being shot at least twice. The attack happened, you'll remember, back on December 2nd. The victims were San Bernardino County public health workers and were shot by one of their co-workers, Ayed Farouk, and his wife Tashfeen Malik. The San Bernardino attack was the deadliest terror strike on U.S. soil since 9/11. 22 people survived the shooting.
Armed and dangerous, a man wanted for 2 execution-style murders could be near San Diego. The clues authorities just released that could lead to his arrest.
Then a decision in the case against the city for this crash right in the middle of the zombie walk. A judge is ruling today.
And preparing for prom in the middle of today's violent Donald Trump protest. NBC7 catches up with these teenagers who managed to make the best of this unpredictable situation.
I'll be right back with that weekend forecast. Of course, everybody's looking ahead to the holiday Monday. I'll be back in a few moments because it includes a warm-up. Details on the way.
Tonight, one South Bay prom got trumped. Bonita Vista High School had their senior prom in the Gaslamp Quarter in the same location where those thousands of Donald Trump protesters filled the streets, causing chaos. NBC7's Candace Wynn has more on their clearly unforgettable night. Candace?
Unforgettable. That's one word these seniors use to describe getting to their prom here in the Gaslamp tonight.
Congratulations, guys.
Dressed to the nines in sparkles and heels, ties and cufflinks.
Thanks, John.
Thank you. These Bonita Vista High School seniors had no idea some of their prom pictures would turn out like this. Instead of an ocean view or some random staircase, police, arrests, and Donald Trump protesters decorated their backdrop.
It's pretty crappy. I mean,
kind of annoying. And they can't even let us into the restaurant, so we have to go all the way around and we're late.
As if getting to prom in the Gaslamp wasn't stressful enough.
I was not expecting the traffic to be this bad.
Traffic wasn't even their only interruption.
I felt really bad. It was stressful.
And stuff like that is happening.
Yeah.
Luckily, by the time prom rolled around, most of the protesters had cleared out. It's a night to remember, all right. Definitely one they won't forget.
There was a couple of teenagers who were carrying signs, or the Ghostbuster guys.
Yeah. If anything, these students got a sense of downtown, that's for sure. And as one of their moms told me, a pretty good life lesson about no matter how much you plan, something can always happen. In this case, Donald Trump. Mark?
The protesters. Thanks very much. Tonight, authorities in San Diego and Mexico are asking everyone to keep an eye out for a man considered to be armed and dangerous. Investigators say John Reed is believed to be connected to the two execution-style murders in Washington state. He is believed to be in Mexico, specifically the Tijuana, Rosarita, and Ensenada areas. Reed may be driving a gold-color 2002 Acura with Arizona plates BNN 996. There's a $5,000 reward for his arrest. Earlier this month, Reed's brother, Tony Reed, who is also charged with the murders, surrendered to authorities in San Diego.
The city of San Diego will not be held liable for an accident that happened during a downtown zombie walk. A judge ruled today there were not enough facts to continue a lawsuit against the city for negligence. Cynthia Campbell was seriously injured when a driver drove into a crowd during the 2014 zombie walk. She and 4 other plaintiffs, including the driver, Matthew Pachi, were named in the complaint against the city. 3
current and former U.S. Navy officers appeared in federal court today to face charges of bribery and fraud. One of those officers will be tried here in San Diego at the Southern District Court of California. A federal investigation found the officers received travel expenses, luxurious hotel rooms, and apparently prostitutes from a foreign defense contractor. The officers allegedly gave the contractor sensitive Navy information and allowed the contractor to write reports on the officers' behalf.
A San Diego landlord will pay $175,000 in penalties for allowing an illegal marijuana dispensary to operate on his property. Landlord Luis Medrano allowed a dispensary named The Green Room to operate on Market Street in the Mount Hope area. That operation lasted for 17 months. All in defiance of a court order. According to the court judge, Medrano continued to collect rent, knowing that his tenant was illegally selling marijuana. A vintage World War II aircraft crashed into the Hudson River tonight, and cell phone video captured the moment the P-47 Thunderbolt plane hit the water. Authorities say it was taking part in a Fleet Week demonstration when it went down. They have recovered a body from the Hudson, believed to be that of the pilot, the only person on board at the time. FAA investigators are working to determine exactly what caused that crash.
New tonight, the taxi driver who was kidnapped by 3 escaped inmates in Orange County is suing over reward money. Long Ma is suing Orange County, the Sheriff's Department, and others for $2 million. He says after escaped inmate Bac Duong turned himself in, he drove to the Sheriff's Department and was questioned for hours. He contends it was his information that helped authorities retrace where Hossein Nayeri and Jonathan Tew had been. The Vietnam vet says he suffered emotional distress and has memories of the 3 threatening to slash his throat and throw him in the ocean.
New tonight, a 49-year-old man is behind bars after Border Patrol agents say they caught him trying to smuggle more than 26 pounds of cocaine through the San Clemente checkpoint yesterday. A drug-sniffing dog led agents to inspect the F-150. The cocaine was stashed under the center console. It has an estimated street value of just under $500,000.
Today, Governor Brown ordered flags be flown half-staff over the state capitol to honor Special Warfare Operator First Class Charlie Keating. Keating, you'll remember, was killed May 3rd in Iraq during a battle with ISIS militants. The governor and First Lady also extended their deepest condolences to the Navy SEAL's family and friends during this difficult time.
As we head into the Memorial Day weekend, a sewage spill has closed the shoreline of a popular camping site at Mission Bay. Signs are up right now at Campland Beach warning campers of the contamination. They're expecting a sold-out crowd this weekend. The spill was discovered around 7:45 last night. Roots blocked a sewer line, spilling an estimated 1,175 gallons of sewage near Bluffside Avenue and Bella Pacific Row. City crews did manage to clean up about half of it. The rest drained into Mission Bay. Officials hope to reopen that area soon.
Still ahead on NBC7, a legendary rock band takes center stage in San Diego tonight.
More on The Who's performance and why this show was a long time coming for some fans.
And of course, it is the holiday weekend. I'll be back in a few moments. We do have some changes in that forecast to talk about, so I'll be back in a few moments and we'll go over those details.
And we are 70 days away from the Summer Olympics in Rio. Remember, the games are broadcast right here on NBC7 from August 5th through the 21st. Getting close.
Hey guys, we have a great show tonight. We have Maya Rudolph, Martin Short, we have Leslie Odom Jr., we have Courtney Barnett. It's a brand new show. You're gonna love it. Watch tonight. It's great.
The Who rocked the house tonight at the Valley View Casino Center. Many of the people in attendance were there as part of a makeup show from last September. Several concerts were canceled after the lead singer, Roger Daltrey, became ill.
They look good.
They look really good.
Sound good.
Sound
Good
awesome.
stuff. All right, holiday weekend. Here's Dagmar.
Yeah, it is, and we do have a little bit of a switch up in that forecast. So what'll happen tonight is basically what has been happening the last several nights, so there's no switch up there. It's the basic stuff, the low cloud building back into the marine layer, and that's going to give you that little bit of a patchy chance for drizzle. It's not much, and it will most likely be just kind of confined to those inland area zones, so or the coastal zones, actually. Let me put this into play mode for you. Here, so this is, let me show you this again. So this is basically what'll happen. Sorry, that's going to kick into play mode. There it is. This is what I want to show you. This is what will happen tonight. We have the coastal zones with the low 60s, upper 50s, mostly cloudy really, and you might have some very light patchy marine layer drizzle. The inland valley areas, upper 50s, mostly cloudy, possibly just some dampness on the roadways and your windshield, and that's really about the worst of it. The mountains, you're looking at about the upper 40s and the low 50s, mostly clear though, and the deserts at about the low 60 mark under starry skies. So here's a look at that futurecast cloud forecast through tomorrow morning. Again, there will be mostly to partly cloudy skies in the inland valleys. If there is a chance of patchy marine layer drizzle, it's very slight. By 1 p.m. your Saturday afternoon, you're looking at mostly clear to partly cloudy skies on and off. And then right back into those evening hours, we have that continuation of the thickening marine layer being held onshore, but just up to those coastal slopes of our San Diego County mountains. So tomorrow, pretty decent. Really, for the most part, minus a few passing clouds here and there. You will end up seeing decent midday clearing, leaving you with mostly sunny skies at that point with a high of about the mid to the upper 60s. The inland valleys, low 70s. A few clouds, mountains, beautiful, sunny and warm, right around 70. And the deserts in the low 90s with desert heat. Speaking of heat, look at what will happen here. I'm going to take you out now through Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. This is when you'll really start to notice the pronounced warm up. Temperatures on Monday at 90, 97 for Tuesday. 101 and potentially then some for Wednesday. That trend doesn't stop there. I'll show you that in a second. First, the coast and the valley 7-day forecast. Basically, evening and overnight cloud and afternoon clearing, leaving you with highs in the mid to the upper 60s. That's for the coast. The inland valleys, low 70s, but watch that. Thursday, Friday, you're going to pump up into that low 80-degree mark already. This is the heat that I'm talking about that could potentially creep up towards that dangerous 106, 107 mark in the deserts. You will see a beautiful weekend, or well, temperature-wise, a decent weekend. You see those two little icons there with the showers and the thunderstorms? Don't freak out. It's a 10 to 20% chance, and that's really only kind of looking at the mountains with a 10 to 20% chance for showers and or thunderstorms. The rest of us, it's looking pretty good.
Okay, no freaking out,
no freaking
on
out.
a holiday weekend. All right,
right.
thank you.
Derek's here now with a look ahead to sports.
Yeah, you're supposed to stay neutral in the media. No, forget that. Though I'm rooting for somebody to make the chart.
Chargers. An awesome story about who might be on the roster and a great reason for it coming up.
The NBC7 Sports Desk is sponsored by your San Diego County Nissan dealers.
I can tell it's Friday because I was asking Derek, are you going to start with baseball? And then I looked over his shoulder. There's a couple of clues there.
We're going to start with baseball because we've grown accustomed to seeing the Padres hit like 4 home runs maybe in like a week, right? So what went down tonight in Arizona was kind of like stumbling across a Yeti. The Friars offense erupted for 4 homers in one game at Chase Field. Even more nutty, 3 of them came in one inning. In the 5th, Matt Kemp, big flies, had a terrible May. Trade him right now. Kemp's 11th homer of the year. They're up 3-0. Next up on Hervey Solarte. Get down with your bad self. The switch hitting Solarte went deep twice, one from each side of the plate. Yeah, it's Friday. I'm a little nutty too. That made it 4-zip Padres. A couple batters later, Derek Norris complete the Solarte sandwich. Broke out the hammer. A 2-run blast. Padres win 10-3. San Diego is 20-20 on the season, as long as you don't count all the games against the Giants. Then they're 20-29. The Aztecs baseball team was in winner go home mode. SDSU won 14 straight elimination games at the Mountain West Conference tournaments. An astonishing run of pressure situation success, but that came to an end against Nevada. The Wolfpack win 5-3. SDSU's disappointing season ends with a final record of 21-38. Awesome news for the Chargers. At graduation ceremony for the Naval Academy, Defense Secretary Ashton Carter revealed that fullback Chris Swain will be able to defer his military commitment and play immediately in the NFL. Swain was signed as an undrafted rookie by the Bolts. He briefly met a few of his teammates, but has not been available for most team workouts. That's going to change next week, and Charger head coach Mike McCoy told me he'll be rooting for the midshipmen to make the team.
It's an honor to have someone like Chris here, not only for what they're going to do to help us win, but for what they do for our country. And coming somewhere like San Diego couldn't be a better fit for him.
Amen to that. Cleveland going back to the NBA Finals. The Cavs went up to Toronto and ripped the Raptors. LeBron James, team high 33 points. Cavs make the Raptors' season go extinct, 113-87. By the way, Lincoln High alum Norman Powell, 2 points off the bench in 3 minutes for Toronto. And we showed this earlier, but I'm in love with this point at the French Open. Aggie Radwanska and Barbara Strichkova. Wow. I mean, the point is, seriously. And then, wow. That's amazing. Strichkova got the winner. She's flexible. And she's like a human octopus. How does she win this point? Radwanska, by the way, did win the match. But that's, I mean, to be part of a point like that.
That was awesome. Yeah, who cares? That's right. Okay,
thanks, Derek.
Thanks very much. It's going to do it for us. Thanks very much for watching. Have a terrific and safe holiday weekend.
See you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow.